as well. We see Crystal Dangerfield, the freshman for UConn, freshman guard from Murfreesboro, Tennessee, getting her first action of the night. Shot clock down to 1. Got to release it here. Pujol never got it off. And that's 2 shot clock violations already. Jose Fernandez has done a wonderful job in 17 seasons at USF. He had this UConn team down at the in one of the matchups last year. And they are a perennial postseason team. They are the #2 team in the American Conference, but again, different animal here tonight.
They get every team's best effort because everybody knows they can knock potentially South Florida off. UConn, you kind of write off to, well, we're not going to knock them off. So, yeah, South Florida gets everybody.
Jesperson off the bounce, scoop shot blocked. 3 players on the deck and a jump ball. Possession arrow to USF.
And this is where you need the mid-range game against a team like UConn. You're not going to get to all the way to the basket too often. They've got too many good shot blockers, and they communicate better than any team I've seen defensively. If you really get close and you see how they're talking to each other, this is a team that's well coached in that department. Nice rotation. And Williams, so athletic. Just a couple of years ago, Gino was talking about how he just wanted her to hit 12 to 15-foot shots, and she's turned into a superstar. They've really worked on her, the staff.
Shot clock to 10. Kitty Aloxa, way off. Collier, weak side board. Samuelson spins out. Here comes Jesperson. Ahead for Pujol. Flores down the lane, blocked by Williams. Kept alive though. And a 3 for Loxa, too strong. And another run out for UConn. Samuelson, Dangerfield. And Pujol corrals it.
And South Florida's got to find a way to slow this tempo down. The tempo is too fast-paced. It's playing right into the hands of UConn.
Final minute, first quarter. Jesperson, junior from Denmark, scoop shot way off. Collier there on defense. They've tried a few scoop shots in that lane, part of that foreign influence. 9 foreign players on the roster, but they've been nowhere close so far.
And Jose Fernandez swears by his recruiting overseas, and he's gotten some good ones over the years.
Here's Williams, turned the corner and scores.
Wow, she's so opportunistic on both ends of the floor. I love Gabby Williams' game, perhaps maybe my favorite player on the team.
Final 19 seconds, they didn't restart the clock here. So a clock issue they will sort out in this fast-moving opening quarter dominated by #1 UConn.
UConn just doing so well right now. They're moving the ball. I mean, you can't ask for much more effort than that. Tremendous job just getting it in the paint, and Collier with the finish.
I mean, it's 30-6 against the second best team in the conference and the 20th ranked team in America.
Yeah, what can we say, right?
Nothing.
This happened.
Nothing.
I mean, last year, so this year the UConn games have not been as much of blowouts as they were in the past, and we're having a clock issue here.
It actually stopped before the shot went off.
Stopped it
well before.
Both clocks did. It's got to be about probably 8 seconds at least.
At least. Well, that's been the only issue for anybody in this building affiliated with UConn tonight. But you mentioned off the top, 7-0 against ranked teams, and that's why it's so remarkable that the streak has stayed alive. Because if you talk to Gino, and look at that, 6 points for USF, 5 blocks already for UConn. Talk to Gino, he says, we haven't been good. Now, take that with all due respect to one of the great coaches in the history of basketball at any level. He always kind of says that, but he truly believes they are nowhere close to where he should have them, yet they are 7-0 against ranked teams, most of those ranked teams within the top 10.
And you've got to expect that from Geno Auriemma. He's one of the best coaches of all time. I feel if he went into the men's side or any other sport, he would find a way to be successful because he's just that kind of coach. And I think this year you're seeing more than ever his coaching skills because he's got a team, like we keep mentioning. They don't have one player. It's a whole group of them that have just bought into his system.
So they get it solved. Final 5 seconds here. Down to 3. Corner 3. No. Rebound. Nurse. End of the first.
The best teams in the country don't foul, and Geno and his staff, they teach them how to maneuver their body without doing that. But what an unbelievable defensive performance it's been, and it's led to their offense.
They only average, as you saw, under 4 blocks a game only, and they've already got 5 in 1 quarter. Sanaya Chong already 8 points off the Natalie Butler. Samuelson from deep, and she drills it. 33-6.
If you're not there on the catch against Samuelson, she's going to drill it in your face so quick. Her release is one of the quickest.
Flores turns the corner. Nancy WARIOBA, a senior from Kenya, knocks it down. And it's 33-8. We got Kenya represented, Portugal, Hungary, Denmark, Latvia, Spain.
Yeah, and Jose loves to recruit over there. It's easier to recruit overseas for him. He says he can get a blue chip recruit easier over there. There's a lot more red tape here in the States, so he's going to go after whoever he can, wherever they are.
Flores for WARIOBA. In the lane, she's in trouble, but banks it home. And that's a positive thing for the Bulls with WARIOBA, providing nice energy off the bench.
She typically doesn't play a ton of minutes, but I think Jose Fernandez wants to have her in there for her size and a nice spark she's been the last couple possessions.
Collier, the nice seal off, and the score. She averages 19.5, sophomore from O'Fallon, Missouri, on the Naismith watch list.
She's been absolutely terrific. She's so active in the paint.
Kitty Alaksa, the kick, Flores, corner, well off, and tracked down by Samuelson. Butler. Why not? Jesperson lost it. Takeaway by UConn and nobody on defense for Collier.
And that will really hurt any team, but USF not making it hard enough. Some of these are unforced errors, no less, but you've got to take care of the basketball, or UConn is going to get it up in transition easily.
There are 2 types of UConn games. Either it's over right away, or a really good team faces them and makes it tight, but then at the end, they just get...
They find a way to win.
They find a way to win, and the other team, no matter how good they are, finds a way to tighten up and lose.
I just think this is a team that's so used to the big stage, and that's one of the reasons.
Butler, another face-up. I mean, if Butler is going to hit those shots, you've got no chance of getting within 50 of this team.
They've got everybody stepping up and scoring, and that's the thing. They've got players off the bench that can score as well. And Geno's team this year is not that deep, remember. They're really not. He plays typically 7-8 players. But Butler, she was the Big East Rookie of the Year at Georgetown. She redshirted that 2014-15 season with that thumb injury.
She finally misses on the baseline. It's 41-10, 4 minutes deep, second quarter. Pujol lost it. Collier with numbers. Chong, again, nobody on defense. My, oh my. It's a 10-0 run. It's 43-10. (77-21) here in the third. 7 of 10 at the line now for UConn. USF has yet to get to the stripe. Jesperson knocks one down.
Typically South Florida a good shooting team, Jespersen, I remember last year something triggering in her when they played against Harvard, and she started playing much better after that. She's got to be assertive this season.
USF trying to get some offense generated here after struggling to begin this third quarter.
Jespersen played on the Denmark national team since 2008, and she's a shooter. When she's left open, she'll hit shots. It's just tonight they haven't gotten too many open looks.
Katie Lou Samuelson, a rare miss for her. Williams back up and in. I mean, you said hustle plays. She just has a nose for the ball.
And she's a strong player. She's strong and can deal with bigger players. You just look at her, and she's just a finely tuned athletic machine. She is so muscular, strong. You can't knock her off kilter. Already a double-double for tonight.
80 points midway through the third. Fourth double-double of the season for Gabby Williams. Here's Naj. And now Jespersen, defended by Nurse. They just won't back down. There's no breathing room.
And there's no letdown. And typically you see a lot of really good teams that have a letdown at some point. And that's another thing about this program that marks them, is they don't. And we saw it last year. We've seen it over the years. They can blow you out, and they're still playing just as hard in the fourth quarter as they were in the first.
7 to shoot, Gabby Williams. Shot won't fall for Collier. Knocked away by Collier. Well, you said no let up. She misses a shot. She gets right back and gets a takeaway. If you're USF, you don't need to watch this film, do you? We just move on to the next one?
It would be torturous.
Yeah. Samuelson too strong.
You're not going to face another team like this.
Exactly.
So
that's what I was getting at.
It is very different. You can learn from anything, though. If you want to elevate your game, you want to definitely look at what UConn does.
4 to play in the third. Jespersen. Naj got the rebound. The track down. What a hustle play there by Gabby Williams again.
She's got her hand in every play.
In an 80 to, I mean, it's cliche, right? To say, oh, they never quit. But it's 80 to 24. You don't really need to dive for that ball, right?
Right. Well, and she does, and that's what separates them. That's what makes them great and other teams good.
And then Collier pays it off. They're on pace to go well over 100.
I think Gino actually sat some of these younger players down at the beginning of the year and had them watch film on some of the greats of the past.
WARIOBA, who's been a nice little spark off the bench, gets a bucket there.
I think going back to that and showing that film to them, they realize, hey, this is what we have to do to be elite this year.
Samuelson. And run down by Jespersen. Baseball pass to Naj, knocked away by Collier. It'll stay with USF.
And UConn responded. They sent a jersey to her family, a note from Coach Gino Auriemma, and also a certificate making her an honorary member of the Husky family. I love stories like this because we always recognize that it's always bigger than basketball. And for me, Brent, it feels good to be known as a Husky for what they did for this young family and for a young girl who was slain with tragedy like gun violence.
Absolutely. Well done, Swin. Well done by the UConn program. On the floor,
Yeah.
we talk about what they've built here, but
Use your platform, right?
yeah,
You got to.
off the floor as well.
And this team is so looked up to
Yeah.
by a lot of people in America, especially young girls.
Oh, you see them all over. That's one of the great things about coming here is you see all the young kids that dream of being on this floor one day. A runner in the lane from Naj, rattles out. WARIOBA back up, no. And Butler rebounds for UConn. It was fun to chat with Gino. It's always fun. His shoot around to the basket. He's just that entertaining.
Plugging his restaurant.
But doing it with Swin was really fun. That was a new experience. Getting a couple of stories on her, yeah. I thought she pretty much walked around with a halo on her head all the time. But
she was a competitor.
Well,
I remember Swin.
But I mean, I feel like she's, pretty perfect. But, Gino alluded to the fact that, she had some things when she was a freshman she needed to work on, just like any other freshman coming into this program.
Listen, he could find something wrong with everyone, guys. At the end of the day, the difference with my group and this current group is we gave it right back to him. Diana Taurasi, Sue Bird, Tamika Williams, Asia Jones. Hey, he didn't get away with half the stuff he gets away with now with these young ladies.
The fire was real.
But what did he say to us? He said, hey, I let you get away with stuff when you're out there playing and making plays. So that was my way to stay on the floor.
You compensated for it. That's how you compensated for it, and that's what he was harping on, which was interesting to listen to him do that. He would tell you all the negative things about the players on this current roster, but then he would tell you what they did to compensate for it.
Yep.
This is why they stay on the floor. But if you don't do anything to compensate for your lack of defense, you're not going to be out there.
Nice effort.
And Swin was a competitor.
Yeah.
He loved her game. He kept her out there.
Yeah, he said she had some issues, but none of them had to do with competitive nature. Butler goes back door for Kia Nurse. Final minute, third quarter. They're at 84 now in this game. 27 UConn assists to only 26 points for USF. 27 assists on 34 UConn made field goals.
They're making everything, and they're easy for them. The shots they're getting, or they make it look easy, I should say that.
Another crack at it for the Bulls. Corner three, Flores off the mark, and they just can't find it here tonight. Final 15 seconds of the third. UConn can play for the final shot. Five seconds. Molly Pence, pull up, blocks. USF with it. And that's how the third quarter ends. Start of the fourth, Tuesday tip-off, CBS Sports Network in Hartford. Number one UConn leading USF big. The road to the Final Four continues tomorrow. We return to the men's game. Doubleheader on tap, 7 Eastern. Charles Cook and Scoochie Smith lead the Dayton Flyers against UMass. Then at 9, back here at UConn. The men hosting Temple, only on the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. Most combined titles, men's and women's. UConn men with 4, the women with 11. So in that department, they lead as well over UCLA, Kentucky, and North Carolina. Pretty impressive. The UConn men, of course, won it in 11 as well as 2014. Falling on hard times a little bit this year, some injury issues, but still time to get things turned around. Obviously, still early in conference play. We'll see if they can take that next step in the turnaround of this season tomorrow night on our air.
I'm sure they will once they're fully healthy. And it's been unfortunate. It's been a few guys that have gone down for them. But they're always a program and a team that competes at a high level, too.
Kyla Irwin in off the UConn bench for the first time tonight. Out there with Molly Pence, Natalie Butler, Sanaya Chung, and Crystal Dangerfield.
I get a little bit of a better look at Dangerfield, maybe the point guard of UConn's future. And Coach Ariama doesn't say enough. He can't say enough about her potential. She's got the potential, he said, to be better than Mariah Jefferson if she has that work ethic. She's so quick. She's that true point guard. We'd hope to see her develop over the years here.
As entertaining as he is, of course, he feels like Dangerfield has only
not quite there
only
yet.
played one great game, which she was phenomenal in that game.
Well, in Baylor game, yes, she stepped up. She loved the big line.
He said to us, "Everybody thinks she's Isaiah Thomas after one game."
He's like, that could be worse for her.
84-26 with a timeout.
Team is shooting phenomenal right now.
A career-high 20 for Chung, 8 assists as well.
She's a very good passer. Her assist-to-turnover ratio is phenomenal coming into this game.
This time, she tried to deliver, it's taken away. So she's got 20, 19 for Samuelson, 18 for Collier. And a 3 is good from the corner for USF, and it's Ariadna Pujol. And a foul underneath. Flores picks it up. Nurse on the bench. Collier, Samuelson, Williams. Man, they had big nights. Again. I think the challenge, when you come here is, there's obvious challenges for the team, and that is to motivate themselves when they're going to absolutely drill most teams. And when we come and broadcast, it is a fun privilege. It certainly is. But there are so many things you can throw out there of complete domination and just unbelievable eye-popping stats.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, it really is incredible what they've been able to do. And 90 games is just it's almost.
For number 1 UConn, 94-32 tonight. Midpoint. 137. State women's soccer, North Carolina, and UConn about to tie their own mark of 90 straight that they set from 2008 to 2010.
How do you win 137?
The third best women's basketball mark is also UConn of 70, and Swin Cash was part of that streak. She was there for the early part of that.
I really didn't think that UConn would be undefeated at this point. I didn't even expect them to beat Notre Dame at Notre Dame, but their ceiling is so high.
I don't think Gino expected it to be undefeated right now.
But when they played DePaul, they looked and played some of the best basketball I've ever seen. That game against DePaul, and I shouldn't be surprised. He's the best coach in the country. And they don't have a Diana Taurasi and a definite future Olympian on their team. So they definitely impressed me.
6 in double figures for UConn. First time since March 19th of last spring, against Robert Morris.
And Gino Ariema's effect is really real with his teams.
3 is short from Chung. 6 UConn players with at least 5 field goals. USF doesn't have any with those numbers. They are led by the 9 points of Jespersen. But again, Kitty Loxa came in averaging nearly 22 a game. Just 7 points on 3 of 15. But again, they'll put it behind them and try to get that 2 seed for the American tournament. Wow. Dangerfield, unbelievable.
How about that move? That's a wow move. And she just showed some skill level there.
Jespersen off the mark, out of bounds to UConn. 3:25 left.
Crystal Dangerfield here with a beautiful spin move to the basket around a bigger post player with the finish. And this is that upside that Gino Ariema talks about with her, where she could be one of the best point guards to ever come out of UConn if she puts her heart and soul into it. She's got the talent. She's fearless. I think it's all about coming along and really buying into his culture.
All the starters down the bench as Chung sits down with a career-high 20 on 8 of 10, 4 of 6 from the arc.
Molly Bent, Natalie Butler, Crystal Dangerfield. Kyla Irwin knocks one down. Tierney Lawler out there as well.
And they are at 99 points. Flores, baseline, Jespersen, tough shot, rolls it home.
I think one of the other problems for South Florida is they've not really ever been a defensive type team. They've been pretty good offensively, although tonight not playing well at all on that end. But defensively, it's not usually their focus. And you look at points in the paint, 48-14.
Irwin again underneath this time, and she's at the line. SMU next on the road, then at Tulsa, and a home for Tulane. Temple, you've seen them a little bit.
Yeah.
SMU would be the record breaker, obviously. This ties it tonight. 91 would break the all-time mark already set by UConn.
And I think in the American Conference, there's probably 4 teams that are NCAA tournament teams.
That's what Jose Fernandez told us today. There's 100 points. 10 of 15 of the stripe. And over 2 to play in the game, just over 2, and it's 100-34 UConn. First 100-point game this year for the Huskies. And a foul as Flores drives. Insult to injury there, huh? It's just...
UConn is just bigger, stronger, faster.